Hello students, I am Manoj Kundare, the Assistant Professor of Electronic Science. Welcome back to our e-learning platform. In previous video, we have seen the various types of triggering in sequential circuit. In that video, we have also seen that what is a clock signal, what is triggering at its type, what is combinational or sequential logic circuit. The link of the previous video is available in the description box. Please check it. Now, in this video, we are going to start the concept of flip-flop. Before going to see what is flip-flop or what are the types of flip-flop, we have to see the NAND gate first. The NAND gate is also called as the universal gate, and in previous semester we are familiar with this NAND gate. Okay, we already studied that, but let's see once again. This is the symbol of the NAND gate. If A and B are the input of the NAND gate, then the output of the NAND gate is A into B bar. That means the complement of the product. Okay, let's see once again. If A and B are the input of the NAND gate, then its output is A into B bar. Then the possible combinations of the AB are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. The first one is 0 0. That means 0 into 0 we get 0 here, and the complement of the 0 is 1. Similarly, 0 into 1 is 0, and we get complement of the 0 is 1. 1 into 0 is 0, and complement of 0 is 1. And 1 into 1, that means we get here 1, and complement of 1 is 0. I hope you all understand the truth table and logic equation of NAND gate. If we see the truth table of the NAND gate, then we can see that if any one input of the NAND gate is having value 0, then its output is 1. Okay, here input is 0, hence output is 1. Here input is 0, hence output is 1. That means if any one of this input having value 0, then its output is 1. And if all the inputs has the value 1 1, then its output is 0. I hope you all understand the truth table of the NAND gate. Let's see once again. If any one input of the NAND gate, has the value 0, then its output forced to be 1. And if all the inputs has the value 1, then its output is forced to 0. Okay, now let's see first the latch. Then what is the latch? A latch is a simple sequential logic circuit which can store one bit of a data at a time. That means the latch is a simple sequential logic circuit which is used to store a single bit at a time. Okay, it is the simplest circuit which can store one bit of data at a time. The circuit is cross connected. Here we can see that there are two NAND gates. The two inputs are given, but the input of first NAND gate is connected to the output of the second NAND gate, and the output of the first NAND gate is connected to the input of the second NAND gate. This connection is called as the cross connection. I hope you all understand here. Okay, now let's see the next part. What is flip-flop? Okay, basically, to control the inputs and the output of the latch circuit, we add extra circuit to the latch circuit. Now the whole circuit is called as flip-flop. That means we know that this is a simple latch circuit, and if we connect here some control circuit, then it becomes the flip-flop. Okay, this is the control circuit connected here, and this is the simple latch circuit. So flip-flop is nothing but a latch circuit with some control circuit. Here in control circuit we can see that there are two NAND gates added and a one clock signal added. That means here we can see that the latch does not require any clock signal, but in flip-flop we require a clock pulse or a clock signal, and we know that the clock signal is a square wave having a 50% duty cycle. That means for the operation of a latch we doesn't require any clock signal, hence its output changes as soon as we give the input combination. But in the flip-flop the output changes only at the arrival of the clock signal. This is the main difference between the latch and flip-flop. Let's see detailed difference between latch and flip-flop. A latch is a basic memory circuit which can hold 1 bit data at a time, while flip-flop is nothing but a latch circuit with an extra control circuit. Latch does not need any clock signal, but flip-flop needs a clock signal for its operation. Latches are very fast in operation, while flip-flops are comparatively slow in operation because flip-flop requires a clock signal for its operation. Hence, at arrival of the clock, the outputs are changes. Hence, the flip-flops are slower than the latches. The working of latches depends on binary inputs only, while the working of flip-flop depends on the binary input as well as the clock signal. The different types of latches are D latch, SR latch, JK latch, and T latch. Okay, and the different types of flip-flops are SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop, D flip-flop, and T flip-flop. I hope you all understand the basic difference between latch and flip-flop. Let's see once again. Here, this part is called as the basic latch. In this circuit, we does not require any control circuit to operate it. Its output changes as soon as when its input changes. But in flip-flop, a latch circuit is connected with a separate control circuit. Okay, this total arrangement is called as a flip-flop. The output of the flip-flop depends on the binary inputs as well as on a clock signal. Hence, the flip-flop is slower than the latch circuit. I hope you all understand the difference between latch and flip-flop. Now, let's see the concept of SR latch. Here, this is the simple diagram of SR latch is shown, in which we can see that it is cross coupled. That means here the output of the first NAND gate is connected with the input of the second NAND gate, and the output of the second NAND gate is connected with the input of the first NAND gate. Now we know that the possible combinations of the SR are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1. Let's see the first combination 0 0. When S having value 0 and R having value 0, then what happens? Here S, these are the two NAND gates, NAND gate 1 and NAND gate 2. One input of the NAND gate is 0, hence its output is forced to be 1. Similarly, the second NAND gate, the one input is 0, hence its output is forced to be 1. But here we have Q and Q bar. That means if Q has the value 1, then Q bar should be 0, or if Q bar has the value 1, then Q should have value 0. That means here we should get, or we require the complement form. That means if Q has the value 1, Q bar should be 0. Okay, because its complement is here. Okay, but in first condition 0 0, we get both the output forced to be 1 1. Okay, because we know that any input of the NAND gate is having value 0, then its output is forced to be 1. Similarly, the second NAND gate has input 0, hence its output forced to be 1. Hence, there is occurs a race condition, and this race condition should be avoided. I hope you all understand the first combination. Now, let's see the second combination 0 1. That means S has the value 0 and R has the value 1. The NAND gate 1 has the value 0 of one input, hence its output is forced to be 1. Okay. Similarly, this one is connected to the input of the second NAND gate, hence here we get 1, and if the NAND gate has both the input 1 1, then its output is 0. Hence here we get Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0. This condition is called as reset condition. Now the next combination is 1 0. Here the NAND gate second has the one input 0, hence its output is 1. Similarly, this one is connected here, hence we get here 0. Hence we get the reset condition, and this is the set condition. Okay, this is a typing mistake. And if all the inputs has the value 1 1, that means we get here NAND gate 1 and NAND gate 2, then we cannot assume what is the output of Q and Q bar. Assume that Q has the value 0, then we get here 0 and its output becomes 1. If Q bar is equal to 1, then Q is equal to 0. That means we get the no change value. I hope you all understand the function of SR latch. Now let's see the edge triggered SR flip flop or the positive edge trigger SR flip flop. This is the block diagram of positive edge triggered SR flip flop. In this diagram we can say that the flip flop has three inputs S, R and clock, and two outputs Q and Q bar. The outputs are complemented with each other. Okay, I hope you all understand. Complemented means if Q has the value 1, then Q bar should be has the value 0. This is the circuit diagram of the SR flip flop, in which we can see that this is the simple SR latch and this is a control circuit. Okay, in control circuit we see that there are two NAND gates added and a clock signal added. Now let's see the function of the SR flip flop. Here we are going to see the positive edge triggered SR flip flop. But if the clock has the value 0, then it means that it is low level triggered. But we are going to see positive edge triggered flip flop. That means if the low of the clock arrives, then there is no value for the clock 0. Similarly, for clock is equal to 1, there are no changes. Similarly, when the falling edge arrives, this is the symbol of falling edge, then there is also no change. But the arrival of the first positive edge or the rising edge, if the values are 0 0, then we get, if this value is 0 0, then both the NAND gate are forced to be, output is forced to be 1. And we know that if the SR latch has the value 1 1, then we get the no change condition. Okay, I hope you all understand. When the second rising edge or positive edge occurs and the values are S equal to 0 and R equal to 1, S equal to 0 and r equal to 1, then the values becomes, if s has the value 0, then the output of the NAND gate forced to be 1. Okay. Similarly, the output of the NAND gate second is 0. Then we get the condition here 1 0. Here the 0, the input of the NAND gate 4 is 0, hence its output is 1. Okay. I hope you all understand this condition. This one is connected here, input of the NAND gate 3, and both inputs of the NAND gate 3 becomes 1, hence its output is 0. That means we get q bar equal to 1 and q equal to 0, hence we get this is 0 1 reset condition. Okay, I hope you all understand this concept here. Now the next rising edge occurs, that means next positive edge occurs, and the combination becomes 1 0. Here 1 and 0. The input of the second NAND gate is 0, hence its output is forced to be 1. Similarly, the NAND gate 1 has the output 0. Okay. Now let's see, the NAND gate 3 has one input 0, hence its output is forced to be 1. Okay, this one is connected, or the output of NAND gate 3 is connected as the input of the NAND gate 4, that means we get here 1. Okay, that means in NAND gate 4 both the inputs are having value 1, hence its output becomes 0. That means we get q is equal to 1 and q bar equal to 0, that means 1 0, hence we get the set condition. Okay. Now during the fourth rising edge, both the combinations are 1 1, hence both the NAND gates 1 and 2 has the outputs 0 and 0, and we know that the input of the SR latch having value 0 0, we get the race condition, and it should be avoided. I hope you all understand the truth table of positive edge triggered SR flip flop. Let's see once again. We are see here the positive edge triggered SR flip flop. But when the clock 0 occurs, that means low level of the clock occurs, then there is no change in the input and output. Okay. Similarly, when the positive level occurs or the high level occurs, then there is also no change. The value of S and R in this case doesn't matter. Okay, the flip flop responded only to the rising edge or the positive edge, and we know that for the rising edge there are total 4 combinations 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, when the first rising edge occurs, then the S and R has both has the value 0 0. The NAND gate 1 and 2, the outputs are forced to be 1, and we know that in SR latch, if both S and R has the value 1 1, then we get the no change condition. When the second NAND gate occurs, when the second rising edge occurs, then the values of SR are 0 and 1. Okay, what happens here? The output of the first NAND gate is forced to be 1, because here one input has the value 0. Similarly, the output of the NAND gate second is 0. Here the NAND gate 4 has one input 0, hence q bar is equal to 1. If q bar is equal to 1, then q has the value 0. That means we get q equal to 0 and q bar is equal to 1. That means we get the reset condition here. Similarly, we can see this operation on the arrival of third rising edge. When the third rising edge or positive edge occurs, the SR combination becomes 1 0. The NAND gate 2 has one input 0, hence its output is forced to become 1. Similarly, the output of the NAND gate 1 is forced to become 0. Okay. The NAND gate 3 has the 1 input 0, hence its output is forced to 1. This 1 or the output of NAND gate 3 is connected as the input of the NAND gate 4, hence this 1 occurs here, and the output of NAND gate 4 becomes 0. That means we get Q is equal to 1 and Q bar equal to 0. That means we get the set condition here. At the arrival of fourth rising edge, the SR combination becomes 1 and 1. Okay. When 1 1 combination occurs, then both the NAND gates 1 and 2 has the value 0 0, and when SR latch the values becomes 0 0, then its output, both the outputs are forced to become 1. This is called as the race condition and it should be avoided. I hope now you all understand the truth table of SR flip flop. Okay, now let's see the clocked D flip flop. The clocked D flip flop can be obtained from the SR flip flop. How does it obtain? It is very simple. In S and R input, a NAND gate is placed and they are combined with each other. That means if S has the value 0, then R has the value 1, or if S has the value 1, then R has the value 0. That means in complemented form. For that purpose, hence what happens here, here the D flip flops are obtained by connecting a NOT gate here. Okay, that means if S has the value 1, R has the value 0. If S has the value 0, then R has the value 1. Then there is no possibility of SR 0 0 and SR 1 1. That means in the truth table of the D flip flop we obtain only two conditions, set condition and the reset condition. Okay, here we can see only two conditions, reset and set condition. We have seen the positive edge triggered D flip flop, hence clock 0 has no change, clock 1 has no change, falling edge has no change. But when the first rising edge occurs, then S becomes 0, R becomes 1 because of this NAND gate or inverter. Hence, we get the output 0 1. That means 0 1. That means we get the reset condition. Similarly, if S has the value 1 and R has the value 0, then we get 1 0 1 0. That means the set condition. By using D flip flop we can avoid race and no change condition. Okay, I hope you all understand the truth table of clocked D flip flop or positive edge triggered D flip flop. Here we can draw the truth table like this. Instead of SR input we can write only the D input. Okay, clock 0 it has no change, clock 1 no change, falling edge no change. When first rising edge occurs, then D has the value 0. D means S has the value 0 and R has the value 1. Then we get the reset condition 0 1. Okay, when second rising edge occurs, D becomes 1. That means S become 1 and R becomes 0. Hence we get 1 0 condition. That means set condition. I hope you all understand the SR latch, positive edge triggered SR flip flop and positive edge triggered D flip flop. Thank you.